Hello lovely people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your one and only Shady Coco. You're welcome once again to Chat with Shady. It is yet another week, and then we are bringing to your doorstep the sauce. We are bringing to your doorstep the filler, the conversation you actually want to be having. You know, this happens to be the second episode of Chat with Shady, and I must say, my mind has been blown by the love, that lovely followers, subscribers have actually shown me. Big up to everyone that's, made the time to actually click on the link to watch the first, episode, which was the introduction. This second episode, I'm guessing that, trust me, it is going to be a mad time here. So you know what it is? Stay glued. I'm gonna be right back.
Obindaje face kapa mame.
Hwana tag ni ma. Hwana. Tama wo ye video no na nim se obetag no. Nkwasi antokwa senti ye video ko ntimi ntrende. Na nkwasi antokwa nkwa na mudugu a. Aya wo hene se Jerusalem tawda ko se tag face kapa. Untimi tag wo da wo ye
Ghana, a beautiful country. Problem the day no na me solve that problem.
Alright guys, you are welcome back, and for the second episode, yes, we will be talking about weddings in Ghana. And I mean, like this thing has actually been on my heart because I find out that obviously people in my age group, people are getting married, people are like obviously in serious relationships, and all of that stuff. So I think it's just a conversation that has been trending amongst my circle, amongst my peer group, and I just felt like let's actually bring this conversation to the Chat with Shady channel.
Do I look like I'm in the mood to entertain somebody? Look at me, am I in the mood? What's wrong with you?
P.S. I've actually had this conversation on my TikTok live, and obviously I'm very grateful to about 6,000 people that came on that live to actually watch what I was sharing with my lovely followers. Yes, so I just want us to discuss about weddings in Ghana lately. The reason is that I find, so if you were born in the 90s or in the 80s, or if you were born before the 90s, you'd realize that weddings have actually changed over the time. Right now, there is like a certain kind of stampede to have a certain kind of extravagant wedding. There is this kind of, I don't know, they say it in tree, I hope you pray.
When you pluck a fruit, wait till it ripes before you eat. Don't eat unripe fruit. What does that mean? Go and ask your grandfather.
You understand? Like people really want to have, a certain kind of wedding. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, there is the pressure.
Wow. The pressure is getting worse. Hey.
But the truth of the matter is that I find out that people feel the pressure lately. Some people might say, oh, it's the exchange rate. Some people might say, oh, things are generally expensive now. Goods and services are quite high in terms of its costs. But I've been having similar discussions here with people that are above 35, 40, in their 50s, and they have quite a different mentality about weddings. Okay, so what we're gonna be, I actually had to put on my pocket, what's it called, diary or notebook or whatever I call it. So I have like a few questions that I was, actually asking like people over the week, and obviously I feel like let's just discuss these answers that they gave to me. Do you get what I mean? And obviously, share your thoughts with me in the comment section, and then let's engage. I'm always gonna make time to come in and respond to them so that we can even bond in the comment section before we come here. So obviously what I'm going to actually be asking you guys, or what I'm going to be iterating today, is what style of wedding do you want? What style of wedding? And if I say what style of wedding, what I'm actually trying to say is that, do you want like the normal free packaged wedding, as I put it? And by that I mean, you're gonna have the traditional ceremony. Well, presumably most people that are watching this episode are Ghanaians or are Africans, so I think the culture is actually relatable throughout. So obviously in Ghana we have the whole system where you have to go and do the knocking. Then obviously so basically like it's just like you go to someone's house, you have to knock first. Do you get me? And obviously when they let you in, then you bring your proposal forward, and obviously that is what is going to be categorized as the traditional marriage. Do you get me? Upon acceptance by the lady's family. Then obviously after the traditional marriage, you move to the white wedding, where some people do it in church, where some people also do it elsewhere, at the beach, in the garden, wherever you find yourself. Then you move to the third package, which is the reception, where people like to serve the food, and obviously like have like a grand party. So that is what I call the 3 packaged wedding ceremony. And obviously the 2 packaged, I've also realized that some people just normally want to do the traditional, okay, and then obviously after they do the traditional, they would probably just want to maybe like just go straight on to the reception. Some people also they sort of blend the traditional and the white wedding. You got me? Because I have one cousin not so long ago this year, she had her wedding, and then what actually happened was that we had everything in like sort of like a garden. Do you got me? So like the traditional ceremony took place in the garden. We had a break for just some few hours, about 2 or 3. Then we came back to do the white wedding, and obviously after the white wedding there was a short break again, and then obviously we proceeded to the reception. But even with that one, I'm going to actually categorize that under the 3 package and not the 2. So with the 2, one of the 3 that I mentioned has to actually be out. Do you get what I mean? So it's a question of, okay, do you take the traditional out, or do you take the white wedding out, or do you take the reception out? Do you get what I mean? Some people also prefer, they just go to court low key, they go and sign, probably just come and do some little get together, some little reception. Some people, they just go to court to go and sign, and that's it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. They don't want to have anything to do with anyone. Well, whatever it is, that is my first question to you. I believe that as you are actually interacting with this video, you probably like going on in your head, like, yeah, what kind of wedding, do I want to do, blah 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 blah. Some people might actually say that, it's because everything is actually hinged on money. I've actually heard a lot of elderly people tell me, you know what, it's because you don't have too much money, that's why I say you want a certain kind of wedding, but you just wait, when you're about to have your wedding and you have the money, or you have like somebody to sponsor you, you want to go for a big one. Whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, I just feel that one has to make a decision at the end of the day. So that is going to be the first thing that I will be talking about. And obviously the second thing is, what budgets are you looking at for your wedding? taking into consideration or taking into cognizance that the kind of budget that you have for your wedding actually determines how glamorous your wedding is going to be. And it just turns out that, you know, a lot of people want a certain kind of wedding mainly because of money. Like, obviously I don't have the statistics here, but I've had this conversation over time, and it just turns out that one of the main reasons why people wouldn't want to go extravagant and the main reason people want to go glamorous and everything, Charlie, is just the money.
Oh, you never change your going to tell court.
I mean, it's the money, it's the l'argent, it's the get there. I don't know how you say money in your language, but it is the mula, it is the shimola.
Let's say crowd is say me blow we say me full flight am is room nie me see for more almost I want to me call restaurant crowd and say na dicey.
If you have the money, these things are not going to be a problem for you, but if you do not have, you know, and anyway, so yeah, that is going to be another question that I'm going to be asking. The next question is going to be, what are the 3 most relevant things in the wedding that you would want to apportion money to? You know, obviously the wedding budget is going to be made up of a lot of things. I want to know 3 things that you would want to apportion a chunk of the money to. Okay, and then obviously the next thing is going to be, is the wedding financing the responsibility of the groom, or it's meant to be, you know, both ways, you know? And maybe not today. If we still have the time, we will probably like talk about prenups, and you know, like that is just like one question I've actually been asking myself and asking people, married people who are yet to get married, you know, about their idea. So I can tell you it's gonna be a very interesting conversation today. Aside that, I have a certain secret DM, okay, where people troop in some anonymous messages. So we're gonna read those ones as well, and then, you know, we would just like have a brief chat about it. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Chat with Shady is gonna be right back. We are back. You are actually still watching Chat with Shady. If you probably just like logged in, we are actually just discussing weddings. Just skip back and go and watch what we are talking about. Anyways, so back to the main question: what style of wedding, you know, do we or do you want? You know, so I'm always going to share, you know, like responses from people that I've actually had this kind of conversation with, and you know, obviously just let me know in the comment section what you think, and we're gonna take it from there. Now, I mean, like, with the people that I've spoken to, the vibe that I've actually had is that, yeah, like most people want, you know, the 3 packaged wedding, and I think everything is hinged on the fact that there is gonna be money. But I'm just like, should it always be a 3 package? Like, should it always be traditional white wedding and reception? Because me personally, you know, this is where I don't want to commit myself, because maybe now I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to have a white wedding, you know, I just want to do traditional. And then so I mean, I'll just share, you know, my bit with you guys. So before this, what I personally always thought was like, I don't really want like a proper like white wedding. I don't want to, do the whole church thing. I don't like go into the church. Nah. Probably like I was just like always thinking that we can obviously do the traditional. The traditional is very important to me because I come from a very traditionally conservative family, and so the traditional bit is like very important. But what I was thinking is that either we can like get like obviously another location other than church, get maybe like a garden, the beach, something like that, get an officiating minister to just do the normal thing. And obviously this is why I'm gonna shout out my cousin and then my in-law, the Jones Bond 2022. Yes, Kojo Jones and Rochelle. These are my two lovelies. I love Rochelle. That's my sister. Kojo is my in-law. So like that kind of wedding, do you get what I mean? Like at the beach. Obviously prior to that they had done the what's it called? They had done the traditional bit. So you do the main thing on the beach, then just right after we just X into the reception. But it all boils down to money. Money. It all boils down to money. So I think like young people should really tread cautiously when they're having this kind of conversation, because you just probably don't have a certain kind of money. That's why I'm saying, I don't want to. Well, but there are some people that genuinely they don't want to have, not because of the money, like they actually have the money. And I think I can actually like make mention like of 2 or 3, but obviously I don't think they want to go public. But these people, like, they have the mullah. They have the mullah. They have the mullah. But they don't want to have this kind of wedding. With the people that I've actually spoken to, most of them have actually like gone in for the 3 package, which is actually the standard one. Okay. And some people were actually saying that, well, yeah, you can still have a 3 package wedding and you don't really get to spend too much. So it's really not about whether you have a 3-tier wedding or a 2-tier wedding or a single-tier wedding, but it's about the budget. It's about the budget. And if you come from a country like mine, where my lovely Ghana girls, they like show, they want a very nice wedding.
If you don't get money, no come there. No come there. The grace.
I mean, like Ghana. I think in Africa, I would say, like, obviously because I come from Ghana, like Ghanaian women are probably the ones that I've actually interacted with the most. And Charlie, these girls like show. You understand? Like, yeah, they like, like Ghanaian girls like flashy things. Like they like akesisem, as they say in my language, which is okay. Don't get me wrong. I like soft life as well. So obviously, I'm thinking that every right-thinking person would actually wish for a very nice wedding and everything. But I personally, for the purposes of this video, might go for the 3-tiered one. Only on the back of if you have enough money to cover it. Obviously, if you don't have enough money to cover it, then you might probably want to like tweak it a bit or take one out or something like that. So, but I think whatever it is, like if you're a Christian, I am a Christian, you definitely want to do the traditional, you want to do the maybe like white wedding in a different shade or touch, and then you can continue with the reception of that. So few people actually went for the 2-tiered and single-tiered. Personally, I think like those who went for the single-tiered, I was just like, fam, why would you just wake up in the morning and just go to court and go and sign it? Yeah. It's a very dicey one to actually, judge on. But I just think that for the benefit of memories, unless you don't have the money, that's fine. If you don't have the money, I might just kneel down. But if you have the money, what I want to say is that just have a good time. I think so far every married person that I've actually met or spoken to about this issue gave me that green light that they had a 3-tiered wedding, obviously with different budgets, because the money is actually very important. So that actually brings us to the first question. So this is what I actually gathered. Most people actually voted the normal 3-tiered one because it's really not about whether having a 3 or 2 or 1 tier, but it's about what budgets. And that's what you're going to be talking about, next. So stay glued, don't go anywhere. Chat with Shady, it's going to be right back.
On cherche à nous barrer la route. Écouter les gens c'est douloureux. Je veux même pas savoir qui te parle. C'est moi qui te parle. Le couple c'est nous deux. Arrête un peu de vivre pour eux. Trouve un juste milieu. N'écoute pas les gens qui te parlent. Quand c'est moi qui te parle. Le couple c'est nous deux. Ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé.
Alright guys, we're back again. So we're just moving to the second, bit, the second question. And the second question is, what budgets are you looking at?
Missy Kassem, a from pa. They come in one.
And I think this is where the whole conversation probably is going to be centered on, or maybe like the whole gist or the whole feel like actually going to be centered on, because, and obviously that actually reminds me of some of the answers that I got, while I was interviewing people, on the flip side. One guy called Kobe Scratch. Oh, I was meant to keep him anonymous. Well, there are a lot of Kobe Scratches around, so if you know him, you know. If you don't know, you don't know him. So one guy called Kobe Scratch told me that his wedding budgets, assuming he was like having his wedding today, he's not spending anything less than $1 million. $1 million for a wedding.
Unisika upo bobedo eni. O maame kura wa town so ni mu a wasia.
I mean, in Ghana, not anywhere. And I'm just like, is it me that is thinking like a poor man, or this guy is thinking too extravagant? 1 million flipping USD for a wedding. So I asked him why. I was like, oh yeah, his family, like they have a standard. And I'm like, hey, I want to be part of this. What? 1 million USD for a wedding? He was like, but yeah, like he said, like they have a standard, they have a whatever it is, and then 1 million USD on a wedding. Never. I won't do that. But yes, I'm not gonna spend 1 million USD on a wedding. Well, maybe. Or what if at the time I'm getting married, I'm a billionaire? Like I have like $2 billion in my account. That's 2,000 million, isn't it? Yeah. Or whatever it is. So if I'm taking 1 million out of that to do a wedding, it's alright. But what amount of money are you looking at a budget? Another lady actually told me that 10,000 Ghana cedis. And then I was like, oh no, 10,000 Ghana cedis for a wedding in this Ghana. I know person want to check cake for a wedding last year. Listen. And she actually tried to justify what she was saying. She was like, she doesn't really need a law. She just like, obviously, she's not gonna do any like wedding gown, shepebia. She's not gonna like be doing anything extra. And she will be able to work within a 10,000 Ghana cedi budget. So I told her, sister, if you can use 10,000 Ghana cedis to do a wedding, if you can manage 10,000 Ghana cedi budgets in a wedding, you need to be running the economy of Ghana. Hey! I don't know whether to call this one stinginess or frugalism. Whatever the word is, well, you know. But
they make kind of say what dream chile what hone say.
Meaning no comment. Meaning what dream chile.
But I had the pan or yeah.
Meaning what dream chile.
And I had the bonnet or yeah.
Meaning what dream chile.
It's one count.
Meaning what dream chile.
have you seen the prices of Deco? Oh please. It's outrageous. I just saw someone who was like charging about like $12,000 for Deco. Are you redecorating my life? What $12,000 for Deco? Maybe I'm talking like a poor man, I don't know, but you guys should tell me because I don't know. But I feel like Charlie, 12 grand. Imagine if it is today where the as I'm speaking to you, the dollar is about 11 point something cedis. Then you're looking at more than 100,000 Ghana cedis. So I'm just like, wow, all that money for Deco, your food and everything, and you rented the venue isn't in yet. Do you get me? So like obviously like prices are up and everything, and then you know one guy actually drew my attention to something. Say the ladies don't have patience to understand, you know, a guy not having enough money to actually like, you know, do a wedding. And then I mean other group of people also say that, you know, after the wedding, that's when the life is actually going to like be lived. You need money saved and blah 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 blah. So I was just asking myself, well, I think everything boils down to I was about to say everything boils down to who you are. But you know, Charlie, there's some people, especially if you live in Accra where people are living fake lives. People are living fake lives in this Accra. Full stop. I go out, I see things, and I know things. Most of the way people look, if you are using that same look and you know you are like transiting it into a wedding, these people are going to be doing the Jay-Z and Beyonce kind of weddings. But probably might not be like that. Well, darling, Brandon, it's like every young person in the Gen Z group in this Accra learns branding at home. But we are not even going there. We will come to that on another episode. But you know, I think like young people, like we just obviously need to understand, you know, ourselves. If I was about to get married pretty much soon, I think I first of all really want to have that explicit conversation with my partner. You know, what is it we want after the wedding? What is it we want during the wedding? One thing that I always say, that every time I say this thing, people think that Shady is just waffling. I don't think I want a lot of people at my wedding. I don't think so. Because like a lot of people know me, even on social media. Social media, non-social media, real life, a lot of people know me. So if I'm to invite every Charlie, I can't bear the cost. I'm still a young man. I cannot bear the cost. So I think it's just a matter of like knowing exactly, you know, who I'm trying to like invite. Obviously, like there's one thing that I've learned, that the people that you normally invite for like a wedding, you cannot really get the exact number. You know, because like people are gonna come with plus ones, people are gonna come with family members. If you come with a family like mine and you invite like one Ebusiapeni or one uncle, he's coming with like his kids and his wife. Charlie, like that's like space, you know. So yeah, I think everything's gonna be dependent on like how many guests we are going to be hosting. But the money. Look at me. The money for the wedding, right? Let's just leave it to chance. I'm not at that bridge yet. If I'm at the bridge, I'm going to cross it. maybe you are the bridge. You should start to cross it and just leave me alone. Yeah, but what budget am I looking at? Well, I think if I'm able to get what I'm probably fit for in terms of decor and venue, I would be able to like estimate a budget. But assuming like I'm using the decor that I've been seeing recently, like maybe like one person is charging like 30 grand, like 30,000 Ghana cedis for decor, and maybe like another 30,000 Ghana cedis for the events. Let's just say 40,000 Ghana cedis. 40,000. If you want to do your wedding at Kempinski or your reception at Kempinski or whatever it is, moving pick, I'm okay. But if I should put that aside, I feel like I have like pretty good friends who are like financially stable in their own means, and then they wouldn't probably want to put that whole burden on me to like pay for their groom's dresses and I'm thinking whoever I'm going to marry is also speaking the same language. I don't think that you have to be paying anything for your bridesmaids and everything. And I don't think I'm going to be buying anything for my parents. I can speak for my parents. I don't think I'm going to be buying anything for them. So it's like reduces your cost and everything. So well, I wasn't able to answer how much money I'm going to be looking at, but I have an estimation in my head, looking at how things will. Obviously, I'm not getting married now. By the time I'll be getting married, things will be different. So we'll be looking at it. Maybe before you know, now a dollar is 11 cedi point something. For all you know, by the time I'm getting married, the dollar will be 2 cedi or 20 cedi. I don't know, plus or minus, whatever it is. But well, I don't know if you actually had answers for yours, but the budgeting is very important. So we're going to be moving to the next question.
Make you know they shall like it. I don't want nobody to give my matter kill. For this life I want to be celebrated. Don't wanna waste my days, I want to spend them on enjoyment. It's plenty.
So without much ado, once again, this is Chat with Shady. I am still your one and only host. My name is Shady Coco, and if you have actually been glued to this screen up till now, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and then make sure you share. I also want to give a very big shout out to those who have subscribed to this channel so far, those who have viewed it. I love you guys so much, and then keep sharing this to your friends, so that anytime any content pops up, you're going to be notified, and then we can all join. And then keep the comments also coming in the comment section. Yeah. So, as they say in my language, Makramo.
Life is not that deep. It's all about the energy, yeah. The mentality. Now you making my body. Nobody go sign. And everything I do is nobody else concerned.